all the stars, the sky's not high enough. When you're feeling down, picture a perfect place.
See, I'ma do what I do. You do what you do.
My sweetest
That's what we do. Gotta get away, I gotta get away, I gotta get away from these lame dudes before I catch a new case. Then I'm locked back in the cell, 23 and 1, no bail stressing. It's 25 years on the wake up and I ain't even seen Jacob. But your body gon' shake up, shake 'em up like rocks. I'm in the kitchen trying to bake me a pot now. Real riddle rap dudes can't see me. I'm back up in the booth once again all the time now. Laying low, I took a high.
What up, everybody? It's another episode of the Money Marv Report. I'm your host, DJ Mula Marvelosa, aka DJ Money Marvelous. Welcome to the Money Marv Report. It's been a few weeks since I've been on the air and actually done a live show. So happy Sunday to everybody. Hope all is well. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to the few people that did check in. Those who didn't check, who checked out. Fuck you. We back to it. We back to it tonight, man. Back on the show. We got some interesting stuff we're going to talk about. You know what I'm saying? Tonight here on the podcast. I mean, we're going to talk about a few social issues that's actually going on out there. So if you're live on YouTube, subscribe to our channel. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. You know what I'm saying? If you're on Facebook, like, comment, and share as well. And if not, oh well, fuck you too. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? We ain't nothing motherfucking gonna change around here. It's still gonna be the same shit. I'm still gonna talk the same shit. I'm still gonna be myself. Because if I'm not being myself, then that means I'm not being the authentic person that I am. You know what I'm saying? So, so it is what it is, and I'm just sharing at the same time. Before we get into the show, we're gonna wait till a few more people get into the room, But I know, the Facebook algorithm been playing with the Money Marv Report algorithm big time due to people reporting the page, due to various different things and all that other good stuff. So it is what it is, right? It is what it is. It is what it is, right? So nothing we could do about that. But hopefully my people share. Hopefully my money motivators share the show. Hopefully people will, like, comment, talk in on some of these subjects tonight. But tonight we got a good one. So, you know what I'm saying? Did a little invite, but I'm not going to invite too many people because I know most of y'all really don't fucking tune in anyway. Y'all don't really accept invites. Y'all hit the interested button, but y'all not really interested. You know what I'm saying? That's just to make it look good. You know how these non-believers do. They act like they for you, but they're really not for you. But hey, it is what it is, and what can you do about it? Nothing, but just keep moving forward and keep making progress and just keep being a better version of yourself. That's really all you can do. You know what I mean? So we here, man. We here with it. We back here. This is episode 8 of season 3. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all the people on the check-in. Hope everybody is having a good Sunday. I know it's football Sunday. And a whole lot of people are probably disappointed because some of their teams lost. But my Kansas City Chiefs, man, we 7-2. 7-2. We going for that third chip. You know what I'm saying? We would have got a couple years back, but the NFL gave it to Tom Shady. Thanks for your stars. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for really tuning in. I greatly appreciate the support. Bianca Jones, Miss Jones, thank you for your support, man. That's my team, bro. Okay. Yeah. I actually been a Kansas City Chiefs fan back when Trent Green was the quarterback and Derek Thomas was the lineman. Okay, yeah, SSE, salute. Thank you for your stars. But we got an interesting show tonight. Tonight we're going to talk about some of the current events and hip hop, and we're gonna actually talk about some social things. So I'm gonna actually run a video, and we're gonna start the show off with this subject. This subject here pertains to New Yorkers. It's about, you know what? I'm gonna just run a video. We'll be right back.
More than 2 million New Yorkers will have their convictions sealed in an effort to give them a clean slate. Governor Hochul signed the legislation today, and CBS 2's Alice Gaynor has reaction from those who support it and opponents who call it dangerous.
I was convicted in 1999 of assault.
Decades after she paid her debt to society, Melinda Agnew says she still has doors slammed in her face.
I still had to explain as to what happened when I was 20 years old. Now I'm 47.
For years, her criminal background kept her from getting jobs and affordable housing.
And I kept going. I kept not, going and applying for jobs until someone said yes.
And she didn't stop there. She got her bachelor's degree and a master's. But what about those who give up after repeated no's?
The response is, you are the worst thing you've ever done. There is no hope for you here.
Faced with financial desperation, the worry is they may recommit crimes.
And I believe that the best anti-crime tool we have is a job. The bill is signed.
And advocates say the Clean Slate Act, signed Thursday, aims to get people working. It will go into effect in 1 year and involves a waiting period. Eligible misdemeanor convictions will be sealed 3 years after release. For eligible felony convictions, 8 years after release. That's if the person remains crime-free. Those ineligible include anyone convicted of sex offenses, murder, domestic terror, and other non-drug Class A felonies. Records will not be sealed to law enforcement or the criminal justice system, and employers permitted by law to perform fingerprint checks.
A place where we have senior citizens, a daycare center, a nursing home. So all of those areas are off limits.
They decided to commit the crime. But we're going to seal that and hide it from the public.
Senator Dean Murray is among the lawmakers who oppose the bill.
There's already a system in place where you can, if you are convicted of nonviolent crimes, that you can apply through the judicial system to have your record sealed for this very purpose. It's already in place. Now they've made it and painted it with a broad stroke to include crimes like manslaughter.
For Agnew, now a mother and grandmother, all these years later, she's a different person.
My past no longer defines who I am. I'm looking forward to the future.
In Prospect Heights, Brooklyn, Alice Gaynor, CBS 2 News.
Employers can ask about conviction records at any point in the hiring process under New York state law, but they do have to consider factors like whether the conviction has any bearing on the person's ability to do the job.
All right. So we're going to start with that. The New York State Clean Slate Act. Now, me, myself, I'm a New Yorker, still live right here in New York. Don't live in New York City, but I live in the state of New York. Now, I've been affected by that thing, right? I've been affected by this to a degree, but I managed to push through that because I'm resilient and I won't stop. And I'm never going to let a certain infrastructure stop me from making money. Now, when it's time to find a job and going for certain jobs, have I been turned away? Yes, for that particular reason right there. Now I see this Peckerwood, Poindexter looking motherfucker leave a comment and say, his comments were, they already have things in place like this. First of all, if the guy knew what the fuck he was talking about, New York State does not do expungements. That's number one. Number two, New York State only gives you a certificate of relief and a certificate of good conduct. That does not mean that the record is sealed because it can still come up. So them doing this now, listen, I don't support the Democrats. I'm not a Democrat. I don't vote for them. I don't believe in their perspective. That's just my perspective when it comes to Democrats. So therefore, there's a catch-22 to all of this, right? Because we all know the Democrats got a way of finessing the Black Americans in America, and they have us, bamboozled and hoodwinked and all that other nonsense, right? So they're putting this in place, but when it's time for people to run a fingerprint, that shit don't matter. Once they run your fingerprint federally, shit still comes up. You know what I'm saying? And now here's what they talk about the employment aspect of it, right? Here's what they talk about the employment. Thank you for your hearts, man. Make sure y'all smash your heart, like, comment, share this. Now, peace and love, K Swizzes out of Wisconsin. Peace. So I'm not gonna answer any more comments. I'm just gonna get this out. So now, right, as I said before, right, there's a catch-22 to all this Clean Slate Act in the state of New York. Now, employers, they're gonna run fingerprints anyway federally to do background checks upon you. So we already know if you have disdain on your past, you're more than likely gonna get disqualified, depending on what job it is, especially postal jobs, fucking various, county and state jobs, civil service jobs, right? You're going to get disqualified for that. Point blank, period. You know what I'm saying? So all that second chance shit and all that with the Clean Slate Act, I get the perspective of it. But now here's this, right? So when you go for a job, I don't know, working in a warehouse, driving a forklift, right? We're just going to say a regular, I don't know, small independent company, and you apply for this job, right? The Clean Slate Act doesn't prevent these people from it's not going to prevent people from hiring you. Will it help out a little bit? Yeah, it will. But here's the catch to that, right? Now, when you go for these little local jobs in your community, whether it's to be a janitor or drive a forklift or some type of warehouse job, they're going to give you this little assessment test, little math test or something, and reading test and all that other good shit, right? And then they want you to show your high school diploma. Now, if you don't have a high school diploma, and let's just say you have a learning disability, and you can't pass their little assessment test, they're gonna say, well, he don't know what, I don't know, 3 plus 2 is. He don't even know how to figure that out. So we're not gonna hire him. See, there's a catch-22 to all of this whole thing that is missing, and they not informing you with, right? And like I said, it's about time the Democrats in New York do something. Now, I'm no Democrat. I don't support them. But I'm just saying on that act, it's good. And the white Republicans will say, oh, no, we shouldn't do that. Why are they going to say we shouldn't do that? Because most of them ain't never been arrested for a crime. And people who never been in trouble with the law will say, no, don't give them that opportunity. Don't give them that second chance. And they don't want to give you a second chance because if you're a Black American, Latino American, or poor American from a disenfranchised community, you got that one against you. And you got a criminal past. So you got that against you, right? Lingering in the background, hanging around. And they don't want you to get ahead and be above. Why? Because you can compete with them if you make more money, if you make the same amount of money. The objective is to keep people poor and keep people struggling. The biggest scam in the world is people working 40 hours a week and still ain't making ends meet, right? So now you got a criminal past that's in the way of that, right? And it's even 2 times harder on top of all the other shit that you got against you, right? Because they don't want you to succeed. They don't want you to win. They don't want your children to win. And I'm not saying it's one particular group of people. Y'all know the people that I'm talking about. And I don't care who gets mad and feels some type of way what I'm saying because this is my platform. I'm giving informative information from my perspective in the way that I see it. Is it a good thing? It's a wonderful thing. But there's a catch 22 to this whole ordeal on who is really gonna help. You know what I'm saying? Who's it really gonna help? You know, they were complaining about people having manslaughter charges and all that other type of stuff, right? And talking about there are things in place. You know what I'm saying? There are the things that are in place. It takes you 4 years in any state across the country to get a certificate of good conduct or certificate of relief. It take like 4 to 5 years, depending on the nature of the felony, right? So if it's a class A felony, it's gonna take you like 8 years. If it's a class D felony or C or D or E, that's gonna take you 5 years to get that. And that still doesn't stop you. Yeah, you'll get a job, but it ain't gonna be the job that you want because they don't want you to make enough money to rise above and compete with them. They don't want you living in the same neighborhoods that they live in. They don't want you owning property. They don't want you owning things. So, are the New York Democrats with the Clean Slate Act? Are they really doing us a favor? Probably not. I think Kathy Criminal Hochul is just doing that to get those votes to say, "Hey, we threw y'all a bone. Vote for me when the new election comes in." Because if anybody really knows, the Democrats don't like black men. They don't like us. Now they for the black woman, but they don't like us as black men. They ain't for us. But what party is for us? Probably none. But hey, that's all perspective. You get what I'm saying? It's all perspective and opinion. Just me giving my opinion and my perspective. Doesn't mean I'm right. And you don't have to agree with me because I don't give a fuck if you don't agree with me or not. I'm just talking on something that information was sent to me and I read into it and I just drew my own conclusion to it all to say, okay, well, this is really what they doing without really telling us. You get what I'm saying? Let me see. Let me go to a comment. People gonna hit the wow button. I'm just saying what it is, man. Like, people gotta see what it is. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, the Clean Slate Act, it ain't doing nothing for me. Hell, it ain't helping me. And they say, I guess, after X amount, I believe after about 7 years or so, but hell, I've been out of them situations well over 7 years and seem to be doing all right. I may not be in the position that I should be in, but it's the position I need to be in to keep winning. Why? Because I had to learn how to Mayweather that shit. You know what I'm saying? Shoulder roll that shit. Why? Because it's just what it is. You got to pull your bootstraps up and say, fuck it. Now, here's my question to the Clean Slate CARES Act here in the state of New York, right? What are you guys, how are you guys going to inform people? Because we know y'all ain't sending out memos and letters to people telling this individual, because it would be millions of people that you have to send that information out to, right? You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, but you probably have to fill out some paperwork or some old nonsense. That's the other catch 22. You got to fill out some paperwork. You got to go do the work. Since they signed this bill into law, and it'll take effect in 2024, right? But hey, let's just see where that let's just see where that goes. But hey, it is what it is, right? But anyways, we're gonna move off. We're gonna move off of that and get into something else. I touched on it, spoke on it, and I don't really have too much more to say about that. Interesting. I've been watching this too. I want to talk about this right here. The Suge Knight Collect Call podcast. Now watch this. I watched three episodes of the Suge Knight Collect Call podcast, right? Watched the, you know what I'm saying? I watched it, and I actually like the Suge Knight podcast. I love the way Dave Mays from The Source magazine partnered up with Suge, you know, and they finna get a huge bag with this one, man, huge bag. And I know a lot of people, you know, deem Suge as to be the bad guy, you know what I'm saying, to be Lucifer and all that kind of shit. You know, I know they, you know, people don't particularly care for Suge Knight, but hey, you know, and I know a bunch of people probably left out the show on Facebook because of, you know, some of the stuff that I said, but hey, it is what it is, right? So no, but I actually like the Suge Knight podcast. I think it's pretty dope. I think the Suge Knight podcast I think it's fire, and it's good to hear his perspective and get his get his take on some of the stuff, because there's a lot of things that's particularly said about Suge Knight that people don't always, they never really hear his side. You feel me? They hear everybody else's side, but they never hear his side sometimes. And, you know what I mean? On this industry stuff, because I know it's a lot of stuff that be said about, you know, Brother Suge and some of the things that, you know, some of his behavior and some of his tactics, I'm sure people don't agree with. But I think his podcast, is pretty dope. I've listened to it. I checked it out. I can't even front like Suge. He got a good podcast. It's well produced. Those guys over there at Breakbeat Media, you know what I'm saying? They doing their thing, so they, you know what I mean? They got a pretty good thing going on with that. You know what I mean? They definitely got a pretty good, you know, they got a pretty good thing going on with that with the podcast, and I like it. I think it's cool as fuck. You know what I'm saying? That Suge is giving his perspective on some of these things and some of these rumors and all this propaganda that's going on. Like, I think, you know, some of it is pretty interesting. You know, some people might say, you know, he capping. Some people might say, you know, Suge out here, you know, he telling, you know, who really knows. You know what I'm saying? Who really knows some of the stuff, but he's telling his story. You know, he's telling his story, and you know, he's giving his perspective. So, you know, and it's pretty cool though. You know, he talked about how it cost $6 million for Snoop to beat his murder trial and different things like that. And he went into detail with a whole lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? He went into detail with a whole lot of stuff. I can't even lie. I was actually surprised. Like, oh shit. Wow. Didn't know some of this information that was going on, but I think it's a dope podcast, and you know what I'm saying? And I actually like Suge. I like Suge as a businessman. I just think that Suge he wanted to be in the streets too much. And, you know, he couldn't get away from that, and he wanted to live between two worlds. And, you know, and sometimes you can't live between two worlds when you trying to do business and conducting business, you know, business at that magnitude, because Death Row was the shit. Listen, Death Row was the shit back in the days. And it's cool though, but it's a well produced podcast. I think it's dope, and it's gonna do some numbers, and it's definitely gonna take off. And well, it's taking off, but I think it's gonna take off. And Sugar's a great storyteller from listening to the podcast. You know what I'm saying? He's a great storyteller. You know, he's pretty informative on you know, on the stuff he be talking about, because he was there with the big wigs. He was there with the big dogs. Shout out to Lady Razzmatazz on the check-in. You know what I'm saying? But I actually like the Suge Knight podcast. Him and Dave Mays from The Source, they got something going. They got something good going with it, and I think it's gonna it's ultimately gonna work out for Suge, man. Good evening, good evening, good evening. I like it, man. I like it, and some people, a lot of people, his peers, are very, rebuttaling back on Suge on some of the stuff that he was, has been saying and challenging some of the stuff that he been saying, And, the last episode, I know they talked about a little bit about 50 years of hip hop, right? They talked about 50 years of hip hop. If you really want to know my opinion, I think this 50 years of hip hop was a bunch of bullshit. I ain't see nothing spectacular. I didn't see nobody do nothing special when it comes to the 50 years of hip hop. I ain't see nobody doing nothing motherfucking special. I didn't see anybody do anything special for 50 years of hip hop. And hell, 50 years of hip hop pretty much about to be over. In another 6 weeks, 5 weeks, 5.5 weeks? I think they should have did more with the 50 years of hip hop. I know a lot of old timers from the earlier days. They they got their 5 minutes of fame, I guess, and they got their little check, their little bag. Now you don't hear from the motherfuckers no more. You know what I'm saying? So I guess it was a quick win-win-win for them to talk about, 50 years of hip hop. I know over the summer, a lot of people were, doing a lot of different venues for hip hop, you know what I'm saying, for the 50th anniversary of hip hop, which some of it I felt like was kind of a money grab for some people, you know what I'm saying, to put their own thing on, but that's just my opinion. Doesn't mean I'm right, it's just my opinion, right? It's just my opinion, so I don't want nobody to be mad at me and jump on my case, but it's just my opinion. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it was a money grab for people, you know what I'm saying, to capitalize off the 50 years of hip hop. And that's just my stance on that. But Suge Knight and them definitely did talk about it, and I didn't think they were, But here's my issue with these other media outlets and companies, right? They talk about they want to reach out to people to be involved in what they doing and what they got going on and what they doing with hip hop and all this other nonsense and all this other BS, right? And I had, said something, and I always say this all the time, is these corporations, they reaching out to the wrong people, get people that want to push the culture forward. There's a lot of people out there that have crazy insight on hip hop and the culture of hip hop, and that would love to be in some of these positions and in places and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But those major corporations, they don't want to deal with, you know what I'm saying, people like us, you know what I'm saying, us day-to-day people who are avid fans of hip-hop, who are involved in hip-hop to some level. So, I'm just a little disappointed with a lot of the corporations with hip-hop. And I was watching an interview, and I actually watched this interview. I watched the whole 30 minutes of it, but I'm going to post this picture real quick. My man, Andre 3 Stacks, just dropped a new album called The New Blue Sun, an instrumental album. And Andre 3000 is actually like one of my favorite hip hop artists, man, like of all time. Auntie La, salute, La Taylor. Auntie, what's good? Peace and love. So, I watched I watched the interview with Andre 3000 from Outkast, and I watched it, and I think GQ magazine, GQ put the interview out, and I watched this because a lot of people send me a lot of videos and shit, and I'm gonna tell y'all right now, I'm telling y'all right here on the platform on the show, stop sending me a million goddamn videos, because I ain't got time to look through that shit, man. I work 14 hours days, 5 days a week, so I ain't got much time to look through all them goddamn videos. So don't be mad at me. I'm just letting y'all know. I ain't got all motherfucking day to be watching videos. But I watched this interesting interview because I like Andre 3000, and I watched the whole thing from beginning to end. Damn, man, and Andre is pretty much, he's a very interesting guy, you know what I'm saying? Very introverted, very laid back, mellow guy to himself. And he talked about that he didn't really want to make music anymore. Like, he felt he was like too old to make music. With all his success and all his accolades and all his accomplishments. This is a man who sold millions of records all over, you know what I'm saying? Sold millions of records. Internationally, globally, worldwide, he sold millions of records, right? And he said that he didn't want to make music anymore because, like, what's he going to rap about? Getting a colonoscopy, different things like that. And he felt like he was too old to rap. And I'm like, damn, but this nigga got all this success, man. And he was saying that being famous really sucks sometimes. And it made me think a little bit to myself, like, the price we pay for fame is really worth it. Because this brother is well accomplished in music and very revered and respected by very many people all over the world. And he just said that he didn't want to make music anymore. And that he had all the success and now he wants to enjoy his success and he wants to do more simple things. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, it was interesting though, man. Check that out, man. And I did see something with DJ Vlad kind of shitting on Andre 3000's new album, The New Blue Sun, saying that it was trash, but it's really more of an instrumental album of him playing the flute. You know what I'm saying? Which, I ain't mad at him, you know what I'm saying? I definitely ain't mad at him, you know what I'm saying? But he was, playing the flute and I listened to it. I listened to it today. Now I don't have Spotify, but I actually went on Spotify and share and invite other people. Thank you. I greatly appreciate that. And I really listened to the Dre 3000 album, and I was like, yo, it's a cool turn it on right before you go to bed, and you could actually listen to it. And fall asleep to it, because I know a lot of us, has sleep problems. We suffer from insomnia and various different things. So, you know what I'm saying? I definitely was like, all right, I got that vibe from it. That, you know what I'm saying, that it's one of those type of projects and you could actually listen to it. And he's actually playing the flute, man, playing the motherfucking flute. I'm like, oh shit. And I think flute music is, flute music is very therapeutic if you like to sleep. So I get why he went in that direction and he didn't come out with a rap album. You know what I'm saying? And he was saying that he's mentally not prepared to rap and has no interest to rap at this point in his life. it was a cool interview, dope interview. Go to YouTube, check out the Andre 3000 interview. I'm saying shout out to Outkast. They contributed a lot to the culture of hip hop, and so we not gonna get an Andre 3000 solo album. We ain't finna get none of that. We ain't finna get no Outkast album. Now, do I think Outkast is the greatest group of all time? No, I don't think they are. I think they just got more accolades than a lot of other hip hop groups. Besides, you know what I'm saying? They got more accolades than the MOPs, the Mob Deeps, the Capone and Noriegas, and freaking I don't Run DMC and the EPMDs and stuff like that. So yeah, you know what I mean. But I don't think they're the greatest rap group of all time. You know what I'm saying? That some people might be, you know, might be indifferent about me saying that, but that's how I really feel. I don't think Outkast is the greatest hip hop rap group of all time, nor do I think the Wu Tang Clan is either. I don't think them motherfuckers is either. I don't think Wu Tang is the greatest group, but you know what I mean. Like I said, but that's just opinion. Doesn't necessarily mean that you know what I'm saying? It doesn't necessarily mean that I'm right, but that's just how I feel about it. I don't think that they're like the greatest group of all time. I don't see that, but you know what I mean? Give them their props. You know what I'm saying? We're not gonna stay here all night. This is actually gonna be a 45-minute show going forward. We're only gonna do 45-minute shows. We're only gonna talk about maybe 3 subjects here on Sunday night because it's Sunday, and I know everybody is watching football and shit like that. And unfortunately, the New York Jets lost again because they suck. You know what I mean? But yeah, you know what I'm saying. Matter of fact, man, I want everybody to follow me on YouTube at Money Marvelous Multimedia TV Network. Follow us over there. You know what I'm saying? I got a 6-part series interview with Long Island hip hop recording artist John Jiggs. You know what I'm saying? We actually on the 3rd installment. You know what I'm saying? So go to the YouTube channel, check that out. Money Marv will be running around doing interviews with various independent artists across Long Island, New York State as well. And you know what I'm saying? And you never know. If it's a dope artist in your city, your neighborhood, Money Marv just might pull up to y'all, pull up to your city, pop up in your state, pull up to your city, man, and interview one of your dope independent artists. Money Marvelous Multimedia Entertainment we still in effect, but the TV network is just for the TV stuff. You know what I'm saying? We building new media, we bringing new media, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, you know what I'm saying? We definitely gonna be doing a whole lot of independent interviews with different independent artists, you know what I'm saying? And giving these people some light. The only thing that I will say is I haven't really done very many interviews in the last couple of years. And the reason for that is just that a lot of y'all artists be lazy. Y'all be lazy, and some of y'all I think really don't respect the platform and respect the movement. So that kind of made me a bit ambivalent about doing interviews with people for a while because, a lot of times I'll do free interviews and produce the whole shit, put it out, push it, get my numbers up, get my numbers going, and people don't even support the cause. People don't even support the movement. And that's what kind of pushed me away from doing interviews with people for a couple of years because, people don't respect the craft. People don't understand what goes into doing these interviews and trying to drive people to your channel and to your content to build your channel and the platform that you're trying to build, because 98% of y'all in this world don't respect realism. Y'all respect popularity. And that's a whole fact. And I don't care what anybody tell me. If you talking some real shit, people not respecting it. But if you popular, they respecting it. And you talking some bullshit, people respect that. But let you be speaking some truth and let you be speaking some honesty. You know what I'm saying? People ain't respecting that shit. You know what I'm saying? People let you be talking about some real and truthful shit and some honest shit. People ain't trying to listen to that shit. They changing the dial instantly. But let you be doing some fuckery or some bullshit and some old nonsense and some old fucking who the fuck knows shit, some old regular weirdo fucking Bobby Weird dick ass shit. People laughing about it, getting a kick out of it and this and that. But let you be talking about something that makes sense and something that got insight and knowledge and wisdom and understanding behind it. People look at you like you crazy, right? Because people will say, oh, this person is crazy. They'll say you crazy, but they won't say you lying. And they won't challenge you. They won't challenge you on that because they think you crazy. But they won't say it. They won't tell you you lying. You lying. Because deep down in the back of their mind, they know you telling the truth. And sometimes the truth ain't always what people want to hear. You know, when people say, tell me the truth. Just tell me the truth. People don't really want to hear the truth. And in life, sometimes a response is no response. You get what I'm saying? So 2024, Money Marv going to be doing a whole lot of things. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to get into some life coaching stuff. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I got couple projects, you know what I'm saying, I will be streaming off to. You know what I'm saying? Going into a boxing podcast. This is the last season of the Money Marv Report. We're going to put the Money Marv Report to rest. And the Money Punch Show, the boxing podcast, is going to be the thing that I'll be pushing in the fall of 2024. I'm saying I will be doing some color commentating on some current events in hip hop. So the Money Marv Report slowly won't be out the mix too much, man. You know what I'm saying? Because, Money Marv is an avid boxing fan. I love boxing, love to fight, love to hit you with that shotgun jab. You know what I'm saying? That straight overhand right, that left hook, that right uppercut and the left hook. You know what I'm saying? That type of shit. I'm saying we're going to talk about boxing. We're going to talk about strictly boxing fights and talk about how, boxing has changed and various different things like that. So it's going to be a boxing podcast where hopefully I'll probably be, there's a possibility I'll rent out a gym for an hour and we'll tape live inside the middle of a boxing ring with some trainers, some coaches, some amateur fighters, some ex-pro fighters, different people. So, you know what I'm saying? That's the direction we going with that. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be running around with the bro Spoda. You know what I'm saying? He better start running from me too. Ducking me like motherfucking Chinese duck sauce for his ass be trying to duck a left hook, and if I hit his ass with a left hook to the body and a left hook to the head, he keep trying to duck me like Chinese duck sauce out this motherfucker. But anyways, though, you know what I'm saying? The name of the show is the Money Punch Show. You know what I'm saying? Coming in the fall of 2024, September, October-ish, something around that time, third, fourth quarter time for the industry. And we, you know what I'm saying? And throughout the year, I'll probably be running around doing interviews on street corners and different things like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we will be doing. And listen, man, donate some motherfucking stars to the motherfucking show, man. I don't even know who the person was that actually donated stars. So thank you again for your 200 stars. Greatly appreciated. But I'm about to wrap it up out of here. Listen, y'all, because we can't play no music here. So we've been flagged and they not playing we're not allowed to play music. They've been flagging the platform. The algorithm been messing with the viewership and all of that. So I need the support for everybody. And if people don't want to support, hey, I ain't mad either because I realize when it comes down to this support thing that we look for, people don't support us because they don't like us and they don't like what we do. But I'm going to leave y'all with that. But it's a metaphorical term for math, is subtraction and addition. So, folks, please decrease the apathy, increase the consciousness. Peace and love. That's my time. I'm up out of here. Everybody, be safe. Have a good week. Have a happy, marvelous Monday. I'm up out of here. See y'all next week. Peace.